gentlemen, thank you very much for your attendance. Apologies for the slight delay. Just in terms of format for today, Robbie's going to say a few words first, and then Mark from Betfred. Then open to you guys for questions at the top table, and then it'll be the usual format outside for one-on-one interviews. So I'll hand over to Robbie.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Andy. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Old Trafford for the Grand Final press conference. I'd just like to welcome Matt and Willie back again after last year, similarly Liam and Elliot, for what is the 28th Super League Grand Final. 27 have obviously been here and one at the KCOM Stadium in Hull in what is our 30th season. It's a rare occasion that we've got a repeat of the final that we had last year. It's a culmination of the record-breaking season highlighted in the handout we provided to everybody when they walked in. Unprecedented attendances, TV audiences, and digital performance and commercial performance as well. In addition, on Saturday was the most watched playoff game ever that was broadcast on the BBC and Sky Sports, with an audience of over 560,000. So the playoffs have certainly delivered for us. In terms of attendance on Saturday, last year we had the best attended Grand Final in 7 years, and we're optimistic that we'll be similar, if not better, than last year, approaching that 70,000 mark. Finally, I just want to thank the team from Betfred for their continued support. And lastly, a new partner that's in the room, the guys from Reddit. It's great to see you here this afternoon as well. Hope everyone enjoys the week's build-up. Best of luck to the players and the coaches on Saturday, and I'll see everyone on Saturday. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Rodri. I'd just like to thank RL Commercial, Rodri and his team. They are fantastic to work with. I'd like to thank the players and the coaches for giving the time today. I think we're in for an absolute cracking week. The weather forecast is even set fair on Saturday night for the first time ever for the Grand Final. Look, I'm really looking forward to it. I know Fred and the rest of the Betfred team, this is one of our highlights in the whole year. Can I thank BBC, Sky Sports, TalkSport, and can I thank all of you, all ladies and gentlemen from the press. What you do for us as a sponsors is much appreciated. Thank you. Enjoy the week.
Right, I'll come up and supervise. We'll just raise hands, I guess. Anyone want to go first? No questions? We really could do with a couple, folks. Thank you, Mark.
Willie, how different does it feel to you last year, and how much better equipped are you as a club for this challenge?
Yeah, I think we've still got the same excitement. Obviously, it's tough to play in grand finals. The players have achieved that again, so really excited about the opportunity. Look, I think we're better equipped in terms of we've been here before, similar to the Challenge Cup. I think you have to have setbacks and go through experiences to be able to learn. We certainly got that from the Challenge Cup, and we'll see how we go this weekend to see sort of how much learnings we got from last year.
Any more for anyone?
Willie, have you got any early updates on Arthur and Mickey Mack? Are they back in contention? How are they looking?
Yeah, Arthur's fine, and Mickey Mack will leave him to the end of the week. So similar to last week, flared up after he trained last week. We'll train tomorrow. He'll train tomorrow and just see where he's at. But it's going to be how he pulls up. He got through the session last week, but it was how we felt afterwards. So we'll just see how that goes.
How big a challenge is it, Willie, to stop this Wigan side who won everything last year, and obviously, one of the great sides of the Super League era, with one of the best players of the Super League era in Betrfred? Yeah,
absolutely. We've got full respect for Wigan. We know what they're capable of. They've done it year in, year out now. But I think, we start looking at Wigan too much, you get overwhelmed because they've got class across the park, and they've done it before, so we just got to make sure that we get our end right and prepare the best we can. But we've shown over the past sort of 2 or 3 seasons that they're great games, no matter the result, and there's no doubt this week will be the same.
How do you prepare to face a player like them? And obviously last year, that brilliance won the game, didn't it?
Yeah, it's moments. Wigan's the best, we're talking about internally, they're the best in terms of taking the moment and executing. You need to make sure that you that you're playing for 80 minutes. If it goes longer, you've got to be on for longer, because if you give them any time and space, or you switch off, they're going to hurt you. So we're aware of that.
Marty, what have you thought about what Hull KR have achieved this year?
Very impressed, very impressed. Not surprised. I think they've been building year on year since Willie took over. And one thing about when in a final against quality opposition, you know they're going to come back better and stronger, and you've got to be prepared for that. But I think there's so much to admire about the way they conduct themselves, the way they built the club, and not just a team, and I can see that continuing for years to come. And, you know, Willie mentions some things that we do really well, but there's little bits of what they do that, you know, we want to be better at as well. They restrict teams really well. You know, they work hard. You know, they don't miss anything in terms of effort, and they've got class players as well. And, yeah, like I said, maximum amount of respect, and I think some of the players in the room, Elliot, who they've developed, you know, that's always a great hallmark of the system, of the coaching, and you don't want to pick out there, but there's numerous young English lads who've been taken to the next level of their careers. So yeah, we're in for a game, and I'm sure it won't be the last time we meet in a decent contest.
Matty, it's the third time in a row that your team's here. Do you keep the preparation exactly the same sort of hotels and all that sort of stuff?
Most of it. The challenge is then keeping things fresh. So, me and Willie were talking about it a few weeks ago. You can cook yourself, you know, looking at every little detail, and there's a tendency to, when you win a game, to think everything was perfect, and when you lose, you can think everything was off. So, come kick-off time, both teams will be. Well, it's a set of players ultimately, isn't it? You know, we as coaches and performance staff, organisations, try and prepare them the best we can, but it'll be close. It'll be 17 lads on both teams giving it their all, and as Willie mentions, it'll come down to a moment, and hopefully it's a moment of skill, and not a mistake from an individual, which is, we all know, can happen as well. So no, it's going to be, and these sorts of contests, you saw in the NRL the weekend, there won't be much between the teams, and whoever wins will deserve it.
There was a fair battle between first and second with you guys and Hull KR. What was, I guess, the feeling that you're giving up that league leader shield that you won last year?
Of course you want to win it, but to be honest, I got my head around not finishing top probably earlier than most people thought. Well, I had to answer questions about it, you know, but I could see where we were at, and I could see where Hull KR were heading, and you know, they were well deserved. Like, if anything would have happened at the end for it to swing, I don't think it would have been just. They have been the most consistent team, and again, that's the credit to the way they came out of last year and prepared, and yeah, I think they were clearly the best team in the league.
Elliot, how does it feel coming here 12 months on, having won the Challenge Cup and the League Leadership as well? Does it feel any different?
Similar to what Willie said, I guess your surroundings are a little bit more familiar, but well, that's all done with now. Look, we're at a grand final, both teams are deserving to be here, and like Willie said, we have a lot of respect for Wigan, and that's them as a club, you know, top to bottom. So this is a one-off game, you know. It's what's going on in the year doesn't really stand for much anymore. It's, you know, it's a grand final. It's 80 minutes to finish the season, and yeah, like you said, we've had a good year so far, but look, it's done. It's finished now. We're in October, and this is the one that both teams want to win. You know, they're going to give it their best, and we're going to give it our best. And like Mike says, hopefully the game is decided by a piece of brilliant skill, and should be a good spectacle for everybody.
Elliot, you won that Challenge Cup, didn't you? First time in 40 years you won a trophy. In terms of the emotions and you know what that sort of gave to the East Hull community, what would it mean to obviously win the grand final as well and to take on the Super League title?
I guess it's very similar. Yeah, that was obviously an amazing day and a few days on the back of winning that, and like I said, so long without silverware for the club and the community. So yeah, that obviously meant a lot. But like I said, that's been and gone. We'll focus on the next thing, and that's Saturday evening. Not, the outcome, that'll take care of itself if we prepare well and do everything we can do. We're not really thinking about the outcome, to be honest with you. We're trying to prepare the best we can, go through our processes, and then the game is down to 17 players on each side, and they'll decide who wins.
Are we all done there? Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you outside.